Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. You might be in Dubai, you might be in freaking Egypt, you
Might
might
be in
be
China.
you might be in China. Facts, big facts. But wherever you are in the world, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, man. It's your boy CIZZY, you dig, live action from Kansas City, Missouri, here to spread some love and have some dope conversations with some dope individuals. And that's a fact. FACT. Yep, spelling bee champ. You dig, since the third grade. Yes, sir. All right, but
I was
like I tell
spelling
you,
bee champ on God.
he said, I really was out here.
I remember that. In fact, no. I was second place, and you know what's crazy? I guessed because I knew. All right, so the word that qualified me to be in the finals, the semifinals, and finals was tongue. On God, because I'm like, bro, I know it's a G in there, I know it, but where's this U at? I seen a U in there somewhere, and I was like, T O N G U E. Like, yeah, I'm like, motherfucker.
You were like, yes.
I sat down, I was like,
Sweating.
sweating like a bitch.
Man, sweating.
I
It's
was
crazy.
nah.
The crazy thing is how like competitive those things get. You ever think about sports that are like not sports, but that are like extremely competitive? And if you watch it live on TV, you're like, hold up, this shit is kind of entertaining.
Man, you'll sit down and be like, hold on, cuz gonna get there.
Man, and you
wait,
they'll be like,
wait.
Panopoly, and you'll be like, I got this, PONO POLY. Before he spells it, then he spell it, he get it right, you get it wrong. You're like, how the fuck did the third grader beat me?
You're like, I ain't know all them. What the fuck? Okay, can you use it in a sentence, please? Hey, that was my favorite thing. If I don't know, I'm like, use it in a sentence real quick.
Hey, no, that's important. Context clues are major, I'm telling you.
No, see, I'm like, oh, that's how you use that bet. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So I know a synonym for that. That's not the synonym I know, but thank you. To this day.
Man. Well, as you guys can hear, ladies and gentlemen, today we have Jermaine Arcane, a dope individual from the city of Kansas City. That was funny to say, but anyways, a creative, a dancer, a model, a actor, a whatever you need from him, he can do it. You know,
That
he's
man be
just
writing. You
he
know, but
just
all right, so that's actually a fact. I can plan your events. I can cater your events. I secure them bitches. I can interior decorate. I can perform for them hoes. I'm basically the whole fucking event, whatever you want. Like, I literally just went and got my security license today. Again, reinstated second time. I literally am a chef. Have been since I was 17, 18 years old. Government certified. Around that time is where I started dancing. My choreographer introduced me to modeling. Oh shit, my fault. Model forum, and yeah, from there it was takeoff. And I just seen that. I just shared. I think today on Facebook it was a reminder. It was like 3 years ago. Bop, and I was just like, damn, that was my first little taste of the modeling. It's like, that's
man,
crazy.
time be flying. It's kind of crazy, but let's run it all the way back. So, Jermaine, where are you born? Where were you raised? Speak on it.
Kansas City, Missouri, for the most part, is where I hail from. Back and forth between St. Louis and my youth. I was born here, originally raised here. Again, back and forth between St. Louis and my youth. Spent a little bit of time in Kansas, not too much. Lived in Cali for a while. I grew up in the areas, mostly South Kansas City, Hickman Mills, Ruskin area. And then I moved to the inner city, well, the 70s. And then I moved to the inner city. And from the inner city, I've met so many people. So many people. And it's crazy because you know how you be riding down the street and you just so happen to look over and see your childhood best friend? That's actually happened to me.
That's kind
I'm
of
like,
wild. I ain't gonna
I'm
lie.
like, bro, it's been like 15 years. How have you been? I've
And the
seen you
fact
on
that you
socials.
recognize him still,
Off the flip. I'm like,
right?
Dylan? Mom, that's Dylan. And I was saying, like, so she was like, you want me to follow him? Yes. don't play with me. That's Dylan, bro. Shout out Dylan Wigfall. XO Cultivation. That's my man's right there.
Man, and so you kind of mentioned a little bit of the areas where you grew up, but what elementary school, middle school, high school, what were the schools you attended?
As far as I can remember, it starts off with preschool, which my god family owned.
Oh,
And
sick.
actually, getting in touch with them later in life. And he actually earlier this year, I don't remember dude until like earlier this year, for real. He gave me a lot of knowledge, and that's real cool because like we have like the same zodiac signs, and I'm into astrology, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, learning the front, preschool off, swope. Then you got JJ Persian in the 50s, 60s area, 50s. I went to Hartman, John C. Hartman, over off Holmes. From there, I went to Hale Cook, Smith Hale, Irvin, Dobbs Elementary. So all of this is that way, like south. I think the closest to the city will probably be the preschool. I think so. Nah, it'll be JJ Persian. That's the closest in the city, like as far as north. Everything else has been out south. And then I went to high school, Vision Medical Charter in the 8th grade from going Irvin, Smith Hill for middle school. It's a lot of bullshit. All right, so you know how
That man went to hella schools.
bro, hella schools. I've never been to a school longer than 3 years. 2 years is the max. I've moved a lot. I know I had to adapt a lot, which is crazy because adaptation is literally my given like natural talent, I guess. Like my number appointed to me by the stars are 5. 5 is adaptation, change, constant change. 555 is change all around you. So,
Which is funny because you just literally gave an example about everything that you're able to do. And it's not really like it is. I mean, it is a flex, but it's at the same time just naturally comes to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look,
I'm never flexing.
Right. I mean, no, I'm saying like naturally, it's not a flex, but it is a flex. Like from the outside looking in, we're like, oh shit, that's lit. but I think it shows like, in reality what it looked like. It's like anytime something's given to you, oh, I need to learn how to cook. Oh, I need to get this job. Boom.
Oh shit, and I could save your life. I have some medical training as well, on top of my mother being a CNA and RN all my life.
Shout out to moms though. Shout out to moms taking care.
Nah, real shit. If it wasn't for that, I'm gonna be honest, bro. All right, so the first time I saved somebody, I was like 14. It was a homie of mine. It was an older homie of mine named Jordan. He had got shot. He was bleeding out. He got shot in his major artery in his leg, carotid artery. He was dying. Me and my mom saved him. Like to this day, every time I see that man, no matter what's going on, you can see, you can see it on people's face. Me, I'm an empath, so I can see it and I feel it, especially if I know you. No matter what, straight love. He'll drop, boom, hugs. Love, how you been, bro? How's your mom's? She cool? I'm like, bro, yeah, you cool? How's your daughter? Like, that man got to live to see his daughter, and he take care of his kids, bro. So that type of shit, like, those things.
It shows you how important things like that are. Oftentimes people take things for granted, like being able to have the ability to have access to learning learning how to do like any type of medical care, whether it's CPR, whether it's like shit, bandaging somebody up, like to stop bloodletting, whatever it might be. Like nowadays, maybe not in the past, but nowadays you can like learn certain things for, low key on the internet, but at the same time in person, like you can go to trainings for like $100. You take a little $100 out your check.
You try to learn phlebotomy over YouTube if you want to. You got me fucked
up. Don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't letting nobody stick a needle in me that learned it from YouTube. That's an absolute.
They say I'm certified. Oh, where'd you get your certification? Like Job Corps or something, which is highly respectable, But like, nah, I just, did my own study.
on what? YouTube.
On what? On who? That's the question. How successful were you? Because what the fuck?
And please don't tell me you got it on Vimeo instead of YouTube. That's even lower. You know what I'm saying? We can't be doing. I don't rock.
I don't even know what that is.
See, look. But so talk about your younger years. Like, talk about moms. What role did she play in your life in terms of like character traits and mindsets that she instilled in you, and how did you carry those into your adulthood?
It's crazy you say moms because that's who majorly raised me. Like, that's who stuck around. Shit. Okay. Me and my mom's never really had the mother-son connection type of bond. It was weird as a kid, but I knew she was there. It was never super affectionate. She's not super affectionate. None of that. Like, so later on, when she would try to show affection, when I say later on, I mean in my teenage years, but we'll get to that later. She would try to show affection and it'd be weird as fuck to me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, not even trying to be funny. What the
Right,
fuck?
but it's just like out of the ordinary, right?
Seriously, like, are you okay? Are you drunk? And she didn't drink like that. Like, it took her a long time to build any type of tolerance. But as far as mind states, hard work, be efficient, and do your fucking best. Give your all. Like, she took care of everybody, literally every. All right, so how I've raised generations of kids and I have not a child of my own, she has to. I learned it from her. And I have a nurturing heart and whatnot. Like, the first child I raised now has a child. She's 20 years old. My little cousin. I used to wipe her ass. She got a whole baby out here now. I'm like, damn, I'm getting old, bro. I'm like, yeah, oh, that's like, so being a caregiver, even when it's, even to being a detriment to yourself, which that, like, I seen some things where it's like, okay, I don't want to do that, but then I later understand why she had to or why she felt she had to. So, if anything, bro, all I could really say is she is a fucking hustler, bro. She stay working. Like, when they say, yeah, people be on their grind, but nobody hustle harder than a single black mom, bro. First time I seen that, I was like, that's not a lie. I didn't know my mom all that well as a child because she was constantly working and helping other people, along with her family, of course, but they all family. Marriage, people that she grew up with, people that no matter what the situation or how they became to know each other, the vibe was always, I got mad love and respect for you, so you family. So she definitely instilled that into me. So
Hustlers, that ain't no lie, man. I'll tell you something, man. Single black women are some of the most lit folks of all time. Like I think you pointed out something like that's important to point out. It's like there's certain things you're like, nah, I ain't trying to be like that or do that. But when you get older, you like, I understand where you're coming from there. Like,
right,
it may
I
not
always
be,
say,
it still may not be the move you're trying to make for yourself, but like you
yeah,
understand, it's perspective basically. It's like as you get older, perspective becomes more and more apparent and easier to access because you're able to like think for yourself. I mean, hopefully, some people don't take time to self-reflect. We were talking about this at the park the other day, is like the importance of self-reflection. And when you're able to self-reflect, you can now have a new perspective. And perspective is like the new money. It's like an asset. If you have perspective, that's
perspective
like
is
business.
everything. You
Mm-hmm.
got perspective. You got perspective that's, first of all, reality, because your perspective is your reality. I don't care how many times I said who I piss off when I say it, because there's been so many people that get irritated by me saying it, but that's true. A lot of times when, like, miscommunications, I'm like, I can only communicate this so well. If you're not able to perceive it this way or try to understand my intentions, then your perspective is your reality. I can't do anything else for you. I gave you my truth. My intentions were this. And more like 9.8% of the time, they're pure as fuck. So though you may not understand, give it time. If me expressing it verbally to you or you experiencing whatever it was and you still didn't understand, give it time. It'll click. Trust me, it will click.
I love that. Your perspective is your reality. That's a great answer to somebody that you arguing with, though. Like, or you having a
Bro,
conversation
real
with.
quick, because I'm not about to argue with you. First of all, I got this thing. I got this thing about arguing with people. All right, so if you a dude, I'm like, are we arguing over anything that actually matters? Or
That's
is it a
pretty
pride
factual.
and ego
That's
thing?
literally the biggest factual statement I've heard yet this week.
Are we arguing over something that really fucking matters, that holds weight outside of this conversation?
And about
If we're not,
99% of the
then
time.
I'm like Future. Like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. And if you're a woman, same rules apply, but the first thing I ain't gonna fake, I'll be thinking, listen, you ain't my woman. Why the fuck are we, what? If you upset about something, it's cool to express yourself, but I'm not about to argue with a woman that's not mine. And I really don't even like to argue with my lady. I'm single right now, but still. Like, no, there's a way to go about it. You've been upset, you've been heated, I understand. Sort through it, talk to me, think, process, whatever you got to do. But we don't need to have all that radiantly angry energy all the time, or even half the time. It's really unnecessary.
Right. Yeah, I 100% agree. It's like all that animosity you built up from other situations you ran in today, and now you disagree with something I gotta say. Now you want to lose it all, and ain't nobody got.
No. I was in a situation to where literally it was a small thing and it was misunderstood, and that blew up to a whole chain of events that was just like, it left me completely speechless. Like, I felt so much that I really couldn't even process what the fuck I was feeling at first, because it was hidden. I'm just like, damn. And it hit like boom, 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 boom. Like, something you just gotta sit still. And during the process, I realized I was disassociating, like really, really hard. And not just like in my personal life or in art. I mean, I'm delivery driver right now, and shit, I'll be making deliveries and I'm driving, looking at the GPS, and I look back at the road and I zone the fuck out. Still driving. And then I'm like, where am I going? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh shit. It was just like, that's dangerous. Like, no, it's getting to the point to where something of that magnitude affects my, like, everyday. No. I can't have that.
At all. Man, it goes back to like, well, speaking of that, you kind of gave, one example, which was just not arguing and understanding that somebody's perspective is their reality. You're not going to engage in any of that negative energy. But can you give maybe some more examples of how you like make sure that you protect your peace? Like, it's such a popular thing for people to tweet on the internet and to post on Instagram, like, protect your energy, sis, protect your energy, black man, protect your energy. This is like, man, in reality, how the fuck do you do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for some people, I mean, for everybody, it's different. But for Jermaine, how does that look for you? How do you protect your peace, protect your energy?
You're looking at one of them right now.
if you watching, you know. If you listening, you make assumptions. Go watch.
Look. I'm gonna just give you this. If you're listening, think of Lil Wayne.
Hey, hold up, cause I might.
Feel me? Because when Wayne did that, you know the track about to be fire.
Man, that was some of the
You know
hardest.
he dropped his shit today. The
I had
original, the
no idea.
deluxe,
I
bro.
had
He
no
dropped the
idea.
original quarter 5 today. I'm a Lil Wayne fanatic.
I'm not gonna cap with you. After like Carter 3, I kind of forgot all about I didn't forget all about Lil Wayne, but speaking of the word disassociated, I basically just didn't rock with anything he put out after that. Like, obviously, it was still like lyrically dope. Like, his similes, his metaphors are still fire to like ever since then. But in terms of like music quality and sonically for my ears personally, like Carter 3 was like the cutoff. And then everything after that was a little too much for me.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, actually, because I noticed a dramatic switch. Because you notice it was a Carter 3 rebirth, then a Carter 4. But he did droughts. He did mixtapes in between. His
Right.
mixtapes is always his hardest shit.
Right.
I don't know why. It's always his hardest shit. Oh my God. But anyway, it was a dramatic shift. I feel like he was going through a whole lot of shit in his life that started to show in his art, which is like the purpose of art, honestly. And if anybody else, that real quick, and this is overall art, if you don't agree with someone's art, shut the fuck up, bro. It's not yours. It's not yours. At one point in time, I looked at sex work, various forms of sex work, because I've, of course, grown more knowledge about what sex work is, different categories of it, how it's done, and have more respect for the workers. Continued on I used to look at that shit like, bitch, you what? No. I don't think that's okay. Why? You know, you could do so many other things. I was the other type of captain saving hoe. Baby, let me get you at the club. No, let's go study together. I thought that's what I was gonna be, because that's kind of how I was as a kid. Let me know, no, come here. I just come here. No, let's do something better. You so pretty. You don't gotta do this. Why you let him do that to you? Like
No, I
Drake
feel you.
ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but it's funny. Drake take a couple different lanes. So when you say a Drake motherfucker, I'm like, which Drake?
Right. Because if
You got
you
heartbreak Drake, heartbroken Drake, or jaded, I'm just out here Drake. Because
you can tell what zone he's in depending on the music he drops.
oh man, you can't tell by
Again,
the beat no more.
no,
The
not
beat
at
used to give it away. Now it'll be a hard ass beat. You think he about to go hard. Just come in, yeah, get the October throne, leave me alone. And that bitch he be like, I'm so motherfucking jaded and slow. I'm like, whoa.
And that's how you know that boy.
Bipolar?
You know how that boy super. I mean, hey, look, man, that just goes back to artistic expression being super dope, man. And you kind of touched on Lil Wayne already, but like going through your childhood, who are some artists that like really stood out to you that really kind of influenced? I mean, you could say nobody, but influenced you influenced you to be who you are today. Whether it's artistically, whether it's mindset, whatever it is. Some people, I don't get influenced by any of these artists like mindset wise, but in terms of like creativeness, there's definitely a lot of artists that influence me. So go ahead, talk on that.
So as a child, I remember doing Black History projects on various of people. I was getting tired of doing Dr. King all the time, and I seen so many other people keep choosing him. I'm like, I know there's so many other people doing stuff for us. Let's go back a little bit. So I found Frederick Douglass. So I'm like, who is this?
Wow, way back.
This man educated himself, slavery and all, became respected, freed himself. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's cold. I went to go see his play. I remember sitting in 3rd grade at his play for a field trip. I'll never forget it. Had a white wife and everything. At that time, you know, is a little bit darker than me. And this man, cold-blooded. I'm like, this man literally lived his life and came from some things that I felt at the time I could relate to in a way. And why did I feel like I could relate to it in the 3rd grade? Shit. It's a connection I haven't fully made. But it's okay. It'll come whenever it comes. So Frederick Douglass is one. I love Muhammad Ali's spirit. Loved it. He'll talk all shit all day. And spit poetry at you while he doing it. And tell you a broke ass bum, Jack. I'm like, oof. And then whoop your ass. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this man.
And then
Float
challenge
like a
the whole
butterfly.
entire world and go to jail for it and lose his box life. That boy was a savage, man.
He stood on his for what he believed in. Despite all odds, he was stricken of his fucking Olympic medals. He was stricken from records that he not only broke, but built. All for what he chose to believe in his heart, what he knew was right. And that's really for a quality of man. Mm-hmm. Women included, for all of women and feminists watching, because, I'm not one of them. But like, the respect. I got this notification. Thank you. Like the respect that he demanded and that he gave. I fuck with that. And I'm like, yo, bro, he's the greatest, bro. Like, he's the shit.
You can't argue.
I was on his nuts for the longest of time. They're like, Mike Tyson. I'm like, who is Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson cold as hell. Like, I knew who Mike Tyson was, but I was just being ignorant. I'm like, who's Mike Tyson and Muhammad? I'm sorry. But what you gonna do?
I used to argue that all the time. I used to be like, man, if they fight at the same time, Muhammad Ali would kill him. I used to be on, same type of thing. I used to watch his little videos before like every little workout, before every football practice, for every soccer practice, before every basketball practice. Yeah, I used to be in the back just like this. So watching the black, it's like as
Mm.
strong as a bear, as fast as the sea. That boy was so
Oh,
cold.
and then like again with the, which made me look at other people. I started to hear a name Malcolm X, and I've heard this name time and time again, and I'm like, why do I feel like this man should be respected? It's the first thought I had about him by myself. Why do I feel like this man should be respected? Didn't do any research yet. Literally only heard bits and pieces about this man. And every time I seen him, he had on what them glasses at? What them goddamn specs? I got all look. I got glasses. They ready for shoots, basically. All kind of shit. He had the glasses on like this, right, with the dark brim at the top. Like I'm like, that motherfucker.
Already. All you had to see was the photos. That's how I'm
I was
feeling
like,
too.
that's motherfucker hard. And then I started looking him up. Found out he had a book, a movie. Watched the movie. Read most of the book. I don't think I ever finished it. I'm gonna be honest. And did research on my own. And I'm like, that's, I respect him for how he was able to elevate his mind. He has gone through so many drastic transitions, and each one having their own total identity, personality, and impact. And each one of them very feared and respected in their own way, and loved in their own way. I'm like, that's a powerful motherfucker. For you to go from a street rat to a petty criminal to a hard pimp to prison to a newfound, not, he wasn't a member yet, a newfound Muslim, there we go, to a righteous leader, to opening your mind to see that it's not just for one race, it's not just for this or that. No, we are literally all. And when he went to Mecca, my God, I want to go. But I want to go to, I just talked to somebody about this. I think the Buddhist temple. I think that's where that is. I'll get back to my notes in that. But when he went to Mecca and seen all these different people from all these different backgrounds, ate with them, slept with them, drink with them, and when I say slept with them, please, for the immature people, no, I'm not talking about fucking. I mean, slept side by side, shared floor space with these people, really lived among them and together as brothers, sisters, family. Again, elevation to a whole new level. Perspective, yet again. Because each one of these, he was totally different in his perspective of mine. From Detroit Red all the way to that brother, Malcolm. He's real. From Malcolm Little to Malcolm X, he's real. And he stood on his, no matter what. And it's crazy. The people that I've mentioned, I realize have died pretty horrible deaths and or have been tarnished in one way or another. But it was always for what they felt was right in their heart. The love and quality of man. And of course, all these people look like me.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about the same shit that we still dealing with. Fighting for. They were fighting for. The same shit that we're still dealing with. Shoot,
That's
then I ain't gonna fake you. My another inspiration of mine is Spider-Man.
shout out to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's a motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you what. See, Spider-Man is like a regular human, right? But tap the fuck in a way. So like he could jump a whole city street. He's dumb fast. He can outrun a cab. He can throw a cab. And they try to downplay the shit, but he can hurl cars. Like, but it's his
He did
heart.
try to downplay that.
They
Anyways,
tried to fuck. I'm like, this man can this like how I'll slim, but then you see all of that. That's Spider-Man.
you
Actually, I'm
say
gonna be
you see
real.
you see all of that.
I'm gonna be real with you. My body type, I ain't. The day I took off my shirt and my cousins were like, "Who Virgo like myself?" When we focused, we focused. I ain't nothing about to get in the way of what the fuck we, and we're playing the game. So focus. You know, when we get in there, we as anybody, we in there. This man was like, this motherfucker takes off shirts looking like Spider-Man and shit. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel
I
good.
feel good. Yeah. I was like, what? Listen. And then that's where I ain't gonna fake some of my posing came from early in my modeling. When I would climb on shit and I'm doing this and I'm on handstands like that. I'm like, I'm having fun with it. But I'm like, what would Spider-Man do? Cause shit, sometimes first couple seconds in front of the camera, I'm like, what's the direction? What are we doing here? Like, I know I'm coming to shoot. Sometimes I'll be, somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then just get my moment, whatever that may be. Usually music helps. Music is always great.
I think that's great that you pointed that out, though. You really do be reminding me of Spider-Man with your modeling, dog. Like, before I even ever met you, dog, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this nigga look like Spider-Man out here, cuz. And then, so that's
that's
crazy.
one thing. That's one thing that a lot of people get with me. Well, I get with them about. I don't use the N-word.
Oh, blessings. I retract my statement.
I appreciate that.
I got you. No, that's a very honorable, because that's a challenging thing to do. And the reason
I
I
feel like
say
that's regressive. People say they take it to a term of endearment, and it really does only mean an ignorant person. At this point, you're choosing to be ignorant, and you have very little value in life. It's one of the definitions I've looked up. Then again, words change definition as language changes all the time. Like, there's certain things that are in the dictionary, even Webster dictionary, that were never there before, that are slang included. Ebonics even included. Ebonics itself is a whole language, has its own dictionary and shit. So I'm like, language changes all the time. So yeah, like it just keeps rolling. I just started thinking about two other things while I was saying that, and then I'm listening to these sirens. So like my mind went blank.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I think on top of it just being challenging, just because it's so socially acceptable now over the past like 20, 30 years, not 20, 30, like more than that, but anyways, just using in language. I think for me, it's kind of a confliction about kind of what you just said. It's just about how language like is constantly evolving. So for me, trying to like come to, okay, how do I feel about this word? How do I feel about
It's endearment, right? It's supposed to be endearment, right? So if your white friend called you right now and said, "Hey, what's up? What you on?"
Yeah, I'm cutting the phone off.
Like, what the fuck? No, yeah, nah. If your girl was white, would you let her call you that shit?
Nah.
Exactly.
She get broken up with.
My cousin be trying to break her jaw. Like, nah. But I remember, all right, I didn't finish, just to finish up real quick in schooling. I stopped in middle school. No, yeah. And then Hogan freshman year, first part of my sophomore year, I was at Hogan Preparatory Academy. And if you know me from Hogan, you already know I'm a weird motherfucker. But if you actually know me from Hogan, you can tell, you know my heart. You know where I've been at. You know this has been me. People just been asleep. And I just became more of myself. I left Hogan, went to an alternative school called Hope. I was about to graduate early. Then a scandal hit the whole school board with Hope specifically, like nationwide. Apparently students were having inappropriate conducts with teachers, and free passes were given. And I don't mean hall passes. So yeah, they just told everybody, yeah, nah, we're going to shut this down. We're going to start everybody back to where you came in at, and we're going to start from scratch. They got those other people up out of there, and I had to start over. So I left that, went to Job Corps, graduated early anyway, with my high school diploma, my GED, and my culinary arts certification in hospitality as well, with a little bit of CNA under my belt. And then that's where life was already real life and kind of hard, but then that's when real life kicked in. That's when your boy became homeless for the first time.
And right before we jump into that, I want to talk about, what do you think are, because honestly, I've heard, it's like you never really hear positive things. I don't know. I never heard positive things about Job Corps. Talk about like some dope Dope advantages that gave you. Talk about the opportunity to get those certifications. How did you feel about Job Corps? Did you think it was a blessing? Did you think it was do you think it's really helpful for young bucks that like leave school and decide to go there, or are taken out of school, whatever the case may be?
If you are focused, if you are seriously focused, first off, that's what it takes. Discipline and focus. I told myself I was tired of high school. I thought in my mind, I'm thinking high school, it's gonna be like junior college, not realizing there's a difference between junior college and a university at the time. I was a kid. Anyway, I'm thinking high school is like college, but just younger. It's going to be a bit more mature. We're going to do things differently. Yeah, I get in high school and I'm like, this is like middle school, but bigger. I fucking hate all of you. Why are y'all so slow? And then the upperclassmen were the ones that fuck with me the hardest until they realized that I was an underclassman. And then some of them instantly was on that bullshit. You a freshman? I thought you was like a junior transfer or something. Nah, I'm just myself.
Just here. Right.
Like, you know how many times I was told, damn, you what? Damn, so you young. Too bad. What the fuck? Baby,
No,
you was feeling
I feel
me?
you. I feel
Hold
you on that. Not from like the high school time, not from high school times, but from like 17 to like 20. Like I moved to California when I kind of the same process. Left school, didn't like it. Blah blah blah. Did a similar thing, but through a different program. Got a diploma through it. Left early, graduated early, moved to California. And so from like those like first 3 years there, like, and then like my brother had moved out there, so I was around him a lot, and he's 7 years older than me, so I was at a lot of his events, like, because he's an artist, so I did his
Hell yeah.
performance stuff. Man, I was dealing with that left and right. Oh, how old are you? I'm like, shit, 18. Oh, you're just a baby. Too bad. I'm like,
I
sure.
hate that.
Oh
Oh my
my
God.
god, it's the
I
worst thing to
started
hear. I ain't gonna lie.
I started hitting him with some real. As soon as I heard you just a baby, it was a couple times that I just went out and said exactly what was on my mind, which is some real vulgar, inappropriate shit. But I feel like it was appropriate for what the fuck she just said. What did you just say to me? I'm a baby, baby. I could show you something, baby. Like, keep playing. Keep playing.
That's wild. That's wild. But I
Exactly.
feel you though.
Don't.
You so you saying you so you were saying discipline if you're disciplined, if
If
you're
you have
locked in.
discipline and you have focus to what you want to do, like I said, I was tired of high school. I wanted to move on. I'm like, all right, no, college. That's the real goal here. I grew up watching shit like, oh my God, another one, A Different World, and the Cosby shows. Shit like that hit me so hard. I loved it. Seeing all these different super symbolic representations of HBCUs or just black people, young black youth in college, or even if you're not young, such like Stevie. Stevie played by what's her name? Angela Davis, right? I think that's her name. Super sweet, country black woman.
I don't know the actor's name. I ain't gonna cap.
Loretta Devine. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh my God, I love her. I love her name. What is it? Loretta Devine. She plays Stevie Nicks, I believe. She's oh no, Jaleesa was the court. She was the what do you call those? Not the liaison, not the RA. She was an RA. Yeah, I believe that's what they call the
You
ones
talking
that
about
help
yeah,
with the
helped out.
college, with the
Yeah.
dorms and all of that. Yeah, so
Right.
she was an
All right.
RA. And she was older than everybody. While everybody's like 18, 19, 17 years old coming in, she's 25, 26. Still on her shit. Showing that, okay, yeah, I may have started late or I had to change directions in a couple places. She went through a marriage, a divorce, and some other shit, still handling her shit. Loretta Devine's character had a son up there. She was the RN that took over while Jaleesa was getting her degree and all of that. I keep saying so much. I don't like that. So while Stevie's son was up there, she was helping everybody with their problems and whatnot. And she, in turn, went back to school as well. Then she's in a mixed class of all these different people, all these little kids coming from different areas. One of my idols that we just draw back real quick, Dwayne Wayne. I absolutely love his character, his personality, his what he stood for, how his mind worked, everything. I'm sorry, the wind blew and my weed just kind of like it pissed me off.
Flew with it.
It's right here. I got it. Like I didn't break down a whole lot just yet, but still, it pissed me off. I'm like, come on, bro. So yeah, like his thing was math, and I'm like, I'm good with numbers. He's goofy. He's tall. He wore clothes the same way I would love to dress at the time. I didn't have the money to support myself. I'm much more stable now. I can actually go in my closet and be like, I want to wear this today, and be in exactly what I want. Or shit, sometimes I just wake up, put something on, and feel like, damn, this looks really nice.
That's the best. That's the best way.
That's the best way. I swear, I'm like, damn, I didn't even try this time. Great. So people like that, and seeing that it's never too late to even change direction, to start over, to start. These, like, all of these different stories are, and then their backstories and my personal connection to the characters is what make me like, okay. There's actually been quite a few times that I've used scenarios from TV, thinking back, I'm like, all right, this is reality TV in its finest, without the drama, before the drama, and all that extra, and Jerry Springer. This is reality that we can be this. Some of us are this. What can you do? What are you going to do with your situations? There's kids that came from nothing at all. I'm going to be real. For the people that know my family and know my actual history, tell me all the time, it's amazing. It's phenomenal and mind-blowing for you to turn out the way you did with the background that you had. And the first time I heard that, it took me completely by surprise. I was at blank. I'm like, it made me think. I'm like, so first, what background do I come from for you to say it like that? So I started thinking. I'm like, okay, boom. I mean, whew, here I go talking about love languages. I wasn't like I said, my mom wasn't mad affectionate. And I'm into psychology and sociology, which is what I went to college for initially. I like the way that sounds. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so interested in the way people's mind work. And then when I found out the study of backgrounds, cultures, demographics, and why you move the way you move, other than your mind state, is sociology. I'm like, you telling me that there's a name for this shit? Oh, so I'm gonna just study both. I want to know you. I want to be able to figure this out. And me, with the feelings I have, for as strong as them bitches be, I'm like, all right, so I can feel you too, for sure. That's why most of the time when I'm talking to people, and I say most of the time, pretty much all the fucking time, when I'm talking to people, it's an energy exchange then. You feel my energy as whatever you feel. 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to comfort you, see how you doing, check in. Because a check-in is so needed. I don't know how many times, like, I'm not an attention seeker. And I don't post a lot of personal shit. I just don't. I mean, you see me in person, oh, that's different. You know what I'm saying? We have fun, we lit, we live. You get all the energy, so much personality. But online, I don't know. I don't really know how people view me online exactly. I just know what I do. And I mean, shit, I'm pretty honest about what I do. And getting more honest about what I do. Shit, I'm learning still. We're all learning.
Yep.
But like,
I like
it just be like that. You got my mind going with different things now. Like, just, you've asked, not even subtle questions, you've asked real questions. And now my mind is just going like, damn, what's he going to ask next? I'm ready.
That's like the funny thing is, it's my favorite to go into interviews without like sending the questions over personally. Like
Oh,
I'd rather,
no.
yeah, no. I know you ain't tripping about it, but I'm saying it's always funny when people ask me, "Can I get the questions prior?" In my head, I want to be like, "Hell no!" But then that's like,
No,
but then
I
I'm
don't
like,
want the
"Nah, I got."
questions. Then I want them fresh. I want this. Because this is my first podcast / interview. So like, this feels great. I know it's going to be more of this. Don't send
Oh
me the
yeah,
questions. I don't want time to prep. I'm going to just give you authentic Jermaine
yeah,
Arcane.
which is
Like,
why which is the best way to like go about it, because then people can really get to know who the individual is behind, the audio. And the whole point of these conversations is really to encourage individuals to tap in with folks they don't know. And if you over here fabricating your whole conversation by reading the questions beforehand, then
trying to
shit.
sound like the baby in Oprah's bank account video. You see Oprah, what I like it. Hey, that motherfucker was funny. He said, when you say let's go, where we going? He said, "What?" I like the way you said that. See, it all depends on where I'm coming from. See, I could be going to your bitch crib. I could be going to the bank. I could be going to the bank and then back to your bitch cribs because, you know, bitches love money. I said, oh, my God, he is dumb. But he ain't lying. He is not lying.
Nah, he cracks me up. He's a great artist. He's one of my favorite ones. I don't listen to him all the time, but in terms of like character and individual and and you know, someone just being a fun, vibey, good energy character, that's somebody I rock with right now.
I didn't like him at first.
Tell me more.
I felt that shit was not authentic. And then I felt like he was not taking shit serious. Like music is an art form. And you can play and you could be a gimmick rapper, but shit, Ludacris was labeled as a gimmick rapper of his time, and he's rapping the exact same, and this motherfucker's cold. He's not a
Luda,
gimmick rapper. You gotta
Luda.
listen to him. You
Yes,
got lyricists. I'm into lyricism. You
me
get me
too.
with the
That's what I'm saying.
wordplay. I'm like, ooh, what you just say?
Yep.
Oh shit. Oh, speaking, you talking about Lil Wayne and how I didn't realize that was my very first introduction into poetry. I've been doing poetry
Mm.
pretty much my whole life and never realized it until later on in life. I made my mom cry with this poem I wrote in 8th grade. And then like my journal, I had a little journal at one point. It was supposed to be like a safe keep journal, thoughts, concerns, feelings, and whatnot. It was exploited. So needless to say, trust issues from that. Uh yeah, I got trust issues like a motherfucker. I know a lot of people say that because I mean in ways we pretty much all do. But it's like it's so many layers. Like ogres have layers, onions have layers. You get it. We all got layers. So, but back to him, I didn't feel like I don't know. I didn't see the hype in him. But then, like as a dancer, you're right. He got some vibey, good energy shit. And whenever I catch a vibe of, I'm about to have, and I feel my energy rising, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the type of shit that's honest. When they say music calms the soul of the savage beast, that's not a lie. That is
I
so
never
not a
heard that
lie.
before. That's fire.
Music soothes the soul of the savage beast. That's yes.
I
I
love
heard that as a child, and I was like, you know what? That sounds pretty real. The first tattoo I ever wanted was of Lil Wayne's quote, "Karma is a bitch. Well, just make sure that bitch is beautiful." Shit like that still sticks in my head to this day. I'm like, you know, this is some facts, boy. Why are you spitting it like that? I
it.
don't.
I
Why?
like, so me and my boy, we went to Denver a few months ago, right? When we was driving on the
Oh
way
my god, I
back,
hate this word. That motherfucker dry. Hold on, I'm listening.
on the way back, we put together like a little playlist running from like the mid '90s to like 2010s, right? And it was so fire re-listening to Lil Wayne again after like just like being gone from a Millie, being gone from Dr. Carter, being gone from like all these tracks I remember as a child, like just listening
I
to all
just
the
heard
time.
Dr. Carter again the
Woo!
other day. Bro, it
Fire.
came on my shuffle. I was like, oh, he's like, oh my God, we lost another one. I'm like, who are you trying to say? Fuck. But President Carter, that motherfucker, you're dead to me. Brown grass. I'll just stand still and let the ground pass. Bullshit for lunch. Brown bag. Reality's a bitch, and I'ma dance with her. 140 pounds, 5'6" from the ground. Bitch, I'm in the building. You ain't even in the lounge. I said, what the fuck? Yo, this man is hard. What the?
Yo, literally your reaction right there was me about 75 times on that drive back listening to a whole bunch of Wayne songs because you just catch things you didn't catch when you were younger
Every time.
every
Every time.
time.
Bro, I didn't realize, I didn't even, I knew who Lil Wayne was and didn't know who he was at the same time. Every time I heard his voice or a song that he was on, I knew it was him. And I'm like, I like that guy. I was rap his shit word per word. Didn't know his name till 3 years later.
That's wild, honestly, but I feel that.
I was a kid. I didn't care about names. I just liked the song.
Man, man. 50 was really my like person when I was growing up though.
Oh, shit.
Better
I'm
chill
like, this
out.
is recorded. Oh, God. I'm like, oh. Oh.
Nah, but nah, 50, J, Lil Wayne, man, music is really, I like like the phrase that you used that you were taught when you were a child. For me, it was music is a ladder to the soul. And it's like, for me, that shit is real too. It's like, yo, it's so quick you can like have some music that'll just change your whole entire mood. Whatever mood you want to be in, you can have a
Mm-hmm.
sound that'll put you there. And that's like crazy to me.
Oh my God. Who really affected me in like 2012? When I say hard, I was going through depression and some other shit. But who came through for me was a Bell.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know a Bell? The
Nah.
Weeknd?
Oh, because you use son first name.
Yeah, bro. That's how you know. I like old Bell. That's look, the real ones know that shit right
You talking
there.
about the balloons one, like that little small project?
Bro, the trilogy, the whole damn
The
thing.
birds have eyes, the birds have eyes. Son
Bro,
is hard. I ain't gonna lie. Son is definitely hard. I don't listen to him a lot, but I was
his new shit
uh
is awful.
I was in an entanglement with this shorty and Los,
No, hold on, cuz. All right,
and
I'm ready.
and Los Angeles, and she was obsessed with the weekend. So literally every day when I'd be over there,
Oh,
she would literally be playing the weekend and like in her bed when I'd get there. I'm like, yo, son, like, what's going on, man?
so
I just want to eat some food, man. I just want some Persian food. Just want to listen to some music. But
this
nah,
bitch
I
really
want to.
listen to the Weeknd.
Hey, man, oh God, OD. But I want to talk a little bit about you stepping into dance and then you stepping into modeling. So, what's your earliest memory of you dancing and where did that come from? Does it come from family? Was you just like vibing by yourself in the
Family,
crib?
family for sure. So my whole family are characters. These motherfuckers are wild. Like, you know how everybody be like, oh, you got that lit ass family? Nah, you motherfuckers is really wild. So I have family that have been on the news for not so positive things, but still very much respected. I got family that like have been in the entertainment business and whatnot. But like far as this with dancing, this shit literally just started like in the kitchen. Family parties, birthday parties, all of that. One of my first early remembrances of dancing, I felt like I was killing it, right? It was my brother's birthday, which funny, it would be all right. So their birthday, they're twins, the Maccabee twins, Marco and Mario. If you went to Hogan, you already know who they are. If you in Kansas and you listening, you already know who they are. If they was a hoe and they fucked you, then you know who both of them are for sure. Anyway, these motherfuckers had a birthday party when we were kids, and for the life of me, bro, I had very, 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 very little rhythm, but I didn't care because once I was feeling it, I was feeling it. To this day, once I get into music, it is like I see people, and it's either I'm not feeling it and I become a little subconscious, and I just like groove to myself, or I stop, or I'm in that shit and I'm seeing that people look at me and I start like performing for them because it's like, Rich, you want to see you? I'll give you a show. So this one party they had, it was their birthday, and it was my turn in the dance line. We had like a kids' little dance line. It was almost like Soul Train, but we just lined up because there were so many kids. And once you got to the front, everybody back up, give you up space. Your little circle, you get whatever time to dance.
I like that. I like that.
So everybody had their time to shine. My time to shine, I'm like, I kill it. I feel it. I'm like, ooh, I go get my mama. I'm like, I want you to see. Come watch me dance. She come from the back room, watch, stand right there. I did not like this bitch properly. And then like I jump line. It's probably my fault. But before I left, I seen this little girl looking at me. I don't remember who the fuck she is. I don't. I just remember she was kind of cute from what I remember. She was kind of little cute, light-skinned girl, long, curly, black hair. I'm like, whatever. I go get my mama. I'm about to go back to the front. I'm like, watch me dance. I get back to the front, but I wait until I see her looking at me. I see her about turn the corner. I'm like, cool. She talking to people. I'm like, oh, I gotta wait. As soon as she look, I'm like, all right. So I get to the circle. Bow. I'm about to hit my move, right? This little girl comes off from the side of nowhere and just boop, boop. Boom. I'm like,
At this moment, I was introduced to twerking.
nah, for real. And I'm like, and all I heard was, get it, Jay. What? I looked over at my mom laughing. I'm like, whatever. She moved. I hit my original little dance move. By the time I realized, like, I hit my little dance move, I turn around. This motherfucker already gone. I'm like, oh, damn. So that was the first time I danced for the whole party, but really for my mom's. I wanted her to see me kill it. I felt like I was doing something. My signature move was like the water knees. You know, you stand still and you just do your knees real fast. They gonna do that.
Yeah,
That
I
was
used to
it.
be. They used to be
That was,
my ish too. I used to be like, I used to be
yeah.
heading it down. I was like, hey,
Hey. And
hey.
then Soldier Boy came out later on. And they was talking about some super soaked. Hey, Soldier Boy came on my shuffle the other day. I got so lit. I wanted to record the dance. And I was like, nah, I gotta make deliveries. Fuck.
Son was about to open up the car window and
No,
videotape
I opened
himself.
up the back of this motherfucker. Set my phone there, moved my board, and was hitting that bitch. And right when I was starting to hit that bitch, they was like, you up? I'm like, all right. But far as, and then like, I've danced in like seclusion for years. Because I felt that I couldn't really dance. And then I couldn't figure out why every time I dance, people want to watch me dance. And I'm like, which made me feel weird. Because I'm like, why is all this attention on me right now? Move. I'm trying to chill.
Yo, I want to take that little snippet and turn it into a meme. Why is all this attention on me? Like, move.
Move.
Yo.
I need that. If you do, I need that.
Yeah, if I
Because
do it,
that's
I
that.
got you. I'm gonna send that snippet. That'll be a cold little snippet.
Like, oh, that'd be perfect for like a podcast commercial. And be like, you know, you do your little
Right.
intro and shit, bro, because your intros be funny and live and lit, and we already know. And then just be like, we have Jermaine Arcane, you cut to the screen. Like, why is this all this attention on me? Like,
Move. That's hard. That's hard. That's super hard. Matter of fact, I might have to
Hey,
do that. I
yo,
like
I love art. Shit like this. I love being in the when I found the KC Underground, that's what I call it though. KC Arts Underground in 2018. I felt like my life changed completely and opened up. I was like, so many people are doing this, and I like to do this, and y'all want to do this with me, and y'all do this. I like doing that. We gonna learn together. We y'all just fuck. It's time to create. Oh my god. Oh wow. It's so much here. It actually is a lot here if you know how to do it.
facts. I think that's how I felt like earlier this year. Is like every time I used to like come back to Kansas City, I used to feel like, nah, this place wag, dull, ain't nothing going on. This year I did some searching, I did some networking, some conversations, some pulling up to random places. And like little by little, sure enough, you like, oh snap, there's a lot going on out here now.
Never know. You know, you got to keep the baby wipes in the car and keep them on deck.
Honestly, you clutch for that. Now
Oh, boy,
I
I keep
already,
napkins, baby wipes. I
hey,
got 3 things of sanitizer in this bitch, extra mask. I'm not playing. I'm taking precaution.
the
Look, I was
baby
supposed to be
the
on some
baby
cool
wipes
shit
did.
today. I was supposed to be on some cool shit today. I ain't gonna say what I was supposed to be doing, but it was on some cool shit. It got canceled. Oh
So the
well.
man said, I'm gonna go work.
It's all right. I ain't worried about it.
And
Speaking
then
of, you heard this thing. They was like, you know how people do sipping paints? You ever hit somebody up and be like, you trying to sip, smoke, and color?
is that what you be saying? He said, hold up. He said, I got a paintbrush in the car. Yo, son. Yo. Yo, open up one of those books real quick, bro.
Which one? I got you.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm for the vibes. What you trying to do?
I'm weak, yo. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Where
That
my
is
color
great.
pencils at? Hold on.
Yo,
I'm for the vibes, baby. Look, I'm really simple. For like, as extra as I can be, I'm real simple. Look, if I'm interested or I just want to spend time with you, bro, it's really just that. And I understand where the stigma of men be like, oh, I'm trying to chill and be really trying to fuck. I get that because a lot of motherfuckers really do be on that bullshit. And because of motherfuckers like that, fuck it up for motherfuckers like me. But, you know, it is what it is because shit, then the motherfuckers that do fuck with me and find out that I'm really on what I said I was on, what my energy say I'm on, then
Right. It's a more enjoyable experience that they can tap
it's
into. And honestly,
memorable. It's
exactly.
memorable as fuck.
And it's low key. I mean, not low key, high key. It's healthy as fuck.
Healthy. And I'm gonna be
That's the
real with
word.
you.
That's the word to use, man. I promise you. Like, I'm telling you, man. Like when you move with like the correct energy, with honest energy, with genuine energy, and like you and respectful, especially with women, yo, yo, I'm just
I'm
gonna say
trying to look.
healthy,
I'm like, people will ask me what's G shit to me. That right there.
straight up.
Because out of everything else, out of whoever's in her inbox that she choose to or to not entertain, if I got through this round, because you know, sometimes motherfuckers don't make it through the round. Oh well. Uh it's like, hey, because I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna try to say it only one time. Being attractive is not all it's cracked up to be because motherfuckers always think you got hoes.
Mm.
No. And even if I do, let me tell you something. I don't fuck with them.
but you know what? I think I don't even remember what I said. I goddamn blank right there. See, the beautiful thing about having a podcast and being obsessed with the word authentic is I just let things ride, you know. Everybody else be like, let's edit all this out the pot.
I'm mad.
Nah.
This motherfucker is really doing this to me right now. The shell is dry as fuck. First of all, this is why you don't buy woods. Like,
Where'd you buy it from?
I don't even fucking remember. No, out in Grandview. That's probably the fucking problem.
Right, a problem.
Yep. Bought the woods in Grandview. Don't buy woods in Grandview. Don't do it. Dry as hell. Can't roll your shit. And if you roll it, it ain't gonna smack. You see how fat this motherfucker is. It should be smack smacking.
But it's not.
It's not. I done relit this bitch like 17 times. I'm irritated. It's
I'm
holding a
over here
fire, but
watching.
while
I'm like, bruh, hey, this is what Lil Wayne was like when he was taking them takes in the studio for lighting the lighter. He was like,
bruh, I almost blew the fucking, like, don't do that. Because I could see that shit happening. We're like, again, you get it that time. You didn't hear it? Fuck.
pull the mic closer.
Like, fuck. I almost burnt myself.
You almost lit your headphones on fire. I almost
I
got
seen that.
scared. I'm not gonna cap.
I'm really
But
cautious. I'm really, like, really cautious. Even before dance, I've always been pretty body conscious because I knew I was tall. And I attract tension without trying. Like, oh my gosh, I attract attention without trying to. And oftentimes that becomes like earlier, move. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna be real. I'm the type of person, I don't like my phone being blown up.
mm,
Like, if I see, all right, if it's like Instagram or some shit like that, and it's like likes, that's different. That's okay. But if I got several notifications, messages, and all that, I'm like,
I'll be getting overwhelmed so fast. As soon as a third message comes in, whew, I'll be like, nah, nah,
bing,
nah, nah,
look,
nah.
bing, okay, bing, okay, it's probably urgent, bing, okay, who the fuck is hitting my phone like this?
Right.
For, instantly. It don't
Instantly.
matter who it is. Then I see who it is, and like then it may change
Right,
depending
right.
on
Or it may
who
not
it
change.
is.
Or it may
I'm
be
like, I'm
like,
like,
yo, son, what did you want?
right? Why are you hitting my phone like this? Stop blowing my fucking phone up.
Yeah, you gotta again, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about
Protecting your
protecting your
peace.
peace. Yep. I'm telling you, it's important. I'm telling you.
I'm really good at putting up walls. So sometimes those walls are getting in the way of my peace. That's the
Mm,
crazy part.
mm,
Those
that's a
very same
bar.
walls that I use to heal myself or protect myself, I'm actually projecting myself
Mm,
in all the wrong ways. Like, you get to learning, bro. You get to learning when you really go through relationships and real life situations that aren't just like, oh, this happened, haha, or this happened and it was like, nah, like this happened and it was significant. I felt this way. It impacted my mood and my mindset to where I had to not only reflect on the situation and the person, but again, like you said, myself. So I do a lot of self-reflecting. I wouldn't say too much, but I do a lot of thinking, and sometimes get caught into that, and it don't turn out so well.
Yeah, there's like a balance. There's
It's all about that light. No, it's all about balance. I opened my door because it was hot and that light hit.
Boy, you in the car sweating.
Oh, actually, I'm not sweating now. This is just light on my skin.
Oh, damn. I'm glowing. Them baby wipes did something right.
Yeah, it wiped the sweat off, right? And then I've been dropping stress off. So that's how they work.
Oh, God, Jermaine be cracking me up. Hey, listen, bro, we got to do a part 2, but we're gonna wrap this one up for today, man. It was a blessing having a conversation with you today. And that why do I say that word so much? Because I mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people use certain terms so much, and people get irritated and played out because of chakras or gratefulness or blessings. And I hear them. I hear where they're coming from. Don't get me wrong. But like for me, like I just know when I mean it. So straight up, it was a blessing. It was a blessing to have just a general conversation overall. I mean, though I love these podcasts because it's like I can just like connect with another individual, sit down, chop it up, feel the vibes, feel the energy. People get to learn a little bit about them. You know, whoever watches, it can be one person, it can be 27, it can be 100, it can be 5,000 in a year. Who knows?
27K in 3 months.
Hey, if we get boy, you gonna see me
speak
teed
it,
up.
Boy. You just speak it. That's like, look, you just speak it real gradually with confidence, and then just keep moving.
I like that.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've linked up with a supermodel that's a cool little homie of mine now. That I've literally seen him 1 year, found him on Instagram the next year, inboxed him around my birthday, and then end up getting signed to his parents, and then kicking it with him later on.
All because you spoke it gradually with confidence and kept it pushing.
I seen a video of him doing some cool shit in slow motion. I was like, I feel like we would be good friends. I'm gonna meet this dude one day. And found him, seen his Instagram and all of that. I'm like, we really matching vibe. What the I'm over here basically researching this man. I'm like, why do I feel like we would be really good friends? And then I bring up the fucking inbox later on, and he sent me some. I'm like, he inboxed me back, bro. Oh. Then I brought that up when we met, and he was like, manifestations. I'm like, yup. Anytime I text anybody in the morning, grand rising every time. I'm checking how's your energy. So I get it, what you saying. It's not even about being redundant. It's about what you mean. Like, it's you feel blessed. You spread blessings. You are engulfed in blessings. You have an abundance of blessings. That's all you want around you. That's all you're trying to give out. That's all you feeling. That's all you're receiving, blessings. So I get that. Being a spiritual person, bro.
Hey, it's important, man. Spirituality is a major key in my life. But look, there's actually, speaking of like somebody I think you would vibe well with, I'm gonna send you bro's Instagram later today.
Sure.
It's kind of funny because you just reminded me of that. But besides that, ladies and gentlemen, the Culture Talks podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation today with Jermaine Arcane. Before we head out, I want you to drop your IG for the people or website or wherever they can find you. And go ahead.
All right, so oh my god, so I didn't change that bitch. All right, Instagram is Jermaine at Jermaine JERMAINE period Arcane ARCANE, like right here on my channel, Arcane. So
Bars. That rhymes.
See what I'm saying? Like, and earlier I was like, I like the way that sounds. Like, you just never know. You just never know.
Also, is like, just to confirm, that's your real last name? Because that's a badass last name.
No, I gave myself that name, actually.
That is badass.
That's my stage name. I was about to get into that. My last name is actually Jones. Jermaine Jones. Still
like
solid.
Hey, that still kind of sounds smooth. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, right, I walk up, I didn't realize how good it sounds until one day I seen this girl I wanted to approach. And like, I was attracted to her, but at the same time, I liked her business mind. So I just literally walked up to her and I was like, she looked at me like, I was like, how you doing? I'm Jermaine Jones. And she was just like, really? I was like, yes, I am.
Yo,
That's me.
son.
That's
Yo,
me.
yo, yo, you need to be in the movie with that name, son. You need to come out like
Oh, I act too, bro. You already know it.
I'm
So,
already knowing, so I'm
anyway,
waiting to see that. I'm waiting to see that star where you come out and you play
all right. So
yourself.
Arcane. I've looked for a name. I look for a word, a singular word to describe myself, which is mad hard to do. At first, it was just like, I think it started off as a Facebook status I seen. What single word would you use to describe yourself as accurately as possible?
Mm.
I could do that for just about anybody else but myself. So I started to search. I came across this word while playing a video game with one of my neighbors. He had a wizard and I had a barbarian. I'm like, I want strength. I want to be able to get through some shit. I want to be able to do this. He had a wizard. The name of his power source was Arcane. I was
Mm.
like,
That's
that's
fire.
hard.
That's
What
fire.
is that? Later on, that word just came up again out of nowhere. And I was like, why am I so drawn to that word? So I looked it up. In short, it's an everlasting mystery. Even those who have knowledge and understanding still never fully understand it. It is, in its own way, infinite. It's magic. Whenever you bring up arcane, magic is heavily associated. And I do a little bit of magic myself. So, Jermaine Arcane.
I like that. I like that. I'm gonna take that little snippet and use that as the first post of go listen to the episode. It's out now because that was a nice little drop of knowledge for those folks who follow you on the internet talking about Jermaine Arcane. That's a fire ass name. I'm finna follow, bro.
And then find out it means something and be like, damn, okay, what the fuck?
Hey, they're like, I like that. I like I like that. I like
Hey,
that.
oh, that's kind of
He was like, oh, this one tastes kind of good.
good. Mm.
I'm
It's
weak. I'm weak.
yeah, so good. But
Man,
yeah.
that's really
So
be how
yeah, that
that's
that's that'll be the snip. I could see it now while I was all this attention on me. Like, move. So I'm like,
Yo,
arcane.
I'm gonna use that for so many different things, bro. For the next 20 years, you might as well hey, boy, you better trademark that
I'm
joint.
trademarking everything. I'm
Hey,
trademarking my name. I'm trademarking everything.
do it,
Everything.
do it.
I'm most likely going to trademark my eyes as well. I don't know why I feel like I need to do that, but it just popped into my head. So probably
Hey,
need to
if you can do
capitalize.
it, then do it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, cuz that played football with the real pretty hair, he's like Samoan or something. He's some kind of Pacific Islander.
Are you talking
On the
about
head
Troy
and shirt.
Polamalu?
There we go. He
Got you.
trademarked his fucking hair for head and shoulders.
I'm
Yep.
telling you.
I said that way
I'm
too fast. I was excited. Yeah, but he trademarked his hair for head and shoulders. So if his hair get damaged, it's insured.
That's crazy. That's
Your
actually
hair is
crazy.
insured in a football game. Your fucking hair. That's cold. When I found that out, I was like, wait,
That is cold.
what?
I didn't even know that. I knew he was getting the bag for the hair. I didn't know it was trademark, but that's fire. And
Trademarked as well.
honestly, matter of fact, we're gonna talk about one last thing, the last 20 seconds. We was
Let's
like, all
go.
right, we was like, we're gonna wrap this up, but me and you are too much talkers for us to wrap it up when we said
Bro,
we're
it
gonna
was
wrap
like
it up.
information. I got
All right.
information. I like.
Man,
I
but
like
speaking of
information.
trademarks, look, if you pull up everyone that's listening to this, go to McDonald's right now. I want you to go to McDonald's and I want you to look closely at their menu. First off, don't get anything. That's the first that's the
Do
first
not
thing.
buy the Travis Scott burger. Why are you
Please do
paying
not.
$65 for a fucking fake patty?
Yep, don't do that.
I'm exaggerating, but
Do
you get the
not
point.
do not buy anything. But I want you to look closely at the menu and look at how many of the items on there at the bottom in small letters say trademarked, licensed by this brand. Like McDonald's is literally paying people like for the names or for the certain items, like certain drinks, certain. They just came out with a McFlurry, a certain type of McFlurry. I forgot what the name of the McFlurry is, but that's getting trademarked. They got to pay license fees out for that. There's certain burgers on there with certain names that they have to pay license fees out for that. Like look very closely. And then if you don't know what trademarking and licensing is, then just go look that up on YouTube and do some research, get educated about it because I think it's important for everyone to know about. But then go to
It's so
McDonald's and go look
much
at
for
that
people
because you'll
to
see how
know.
much money there is in the world is crazy. Not that money is the most important thing, but it's damn important.
It's not. Currency is one of the most important things. Currency,
I
period.
like I like that word because that can be spiritual, it can be intellectual. You know what? You know
Because
what,
knowledge is
Jermaine?
ultimately the power, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We can keep going. Don't
No,
play with
hey,
me.
nah, straight up,
Like,
straight up,
oh,
straight up. Boy, hey,
like you
hey,
saying it. It's
this will be a Joe Rogan 3-hour podcast if I didn't have somewhere to be. You already know. But
man.
But
Hey,
hey, but
it's
you made
cool because I'm about to go skate and dance later because this son is doing his son thing right now. It's
yes,
doing it's
sir, ski. Hey, but you made a good point right there. And it's my favorite thing I used to say to myself all the time. I heard from Eric Thomas, ET, the hip hop preacher. Knowledge is the new money. Get you some. You are a walking
always,
ATM machine. You are a walking ATM
always.
machine.
Don't let
And
motherfuckers make withdrawals without making deposits.
and then last thing that my guy Ani Hustles just tweeted the other day, which still applies to this, and which and was why I just got excited because there's just so many things that just popped in my head when he said that, and it's that you have to be heavily capitalized, or not heavily, but you have to be capitalized to start any business. But don't think that that's only monetary, like with money. That can be spiritual, that can be intellectual, that can be conversational. Whatever you are good at, whatever you can use, that can be your capital, and you can leverage that to get you one up, to level up in the game, whatever it is, whatever industry you're in, whatever thing you're doing. Capital comes in many different forms. So thank you for saying that, Jermaine.
And if you don't believe if you don't believe that's a fact, I'm gonna give you one example, and you can take it how you want to take it. But this man has made so many marks. Kanye West.
100%. You ain't got to say nothing else, actually.
Kanye
Too much
West.
fire. So we just dropped fire on y'all
Like,
in the last 95 seconds. But with that being said, dead ass for real, for real. My guy Jermaine Arcane, go follow him on IG, tap in with them. Fire content. Literally, the reason why we engaged in the conversation is because when I'm looking at his content, I'm like, hold up, cuz this made me feel a certain type of way. This is a certain type of fire. Let me tap in with bro. And
to
so we had
provoke
to make it
emotion,
happen. I think you guys are gonna feel the same way, and we'll definitely have a part two in the future. We're probably gonna have more than a part two because me and him just
probably,
like to talk. So we're probably just gonna talk a lot in many different episodes over the next few months.
bruh. And I mean, my mind is open. So even if I
Thanks.
don't know, I will learn in the moment and then just apply what like context clues is not just about words. It's applied in life because there's been some. Look, we about to start a whole nother 30 minutes of talking. I was like, wait, no.
Hey
He
man,
gotta
hey
go.
man, hey man. All right, it's the Culture Talks, ladies and gentlemen. Leave a comment, a review. Make sure you share with your friends. Thank y'all for tapping in. Jermaine and CI double ZY. You dig? Salute.